Today's video is on home appraisals. Home appraisals look at the interior and exterior of the home and give the general condition of the home. The national average for a residential home appraisal is $330. For a vacant lot, the cost can be as high as $400. To find an appraiser, ask a real estate agent or the mortgage company that the buyer is using. There are also services on the internet that can provide you with a list of names of appraisers in the area where you're working. An appraiser is an unbiased individual when it comes to the value of the property. He or she tries to compare the property to others in the area with the same size lot, square footage, and condition of the home. To obtain a mortgage, settle probate, settle a divorce, insurance claim, or a property tax dispute, all are reasons you need a property appraiser in today's market. An appraisal is different from a real estate CMA. Appraisals are detailed reports compiled by a licensed appraiser. A professional appraisal is the only valued report a lender will use when they decide to give a loan or not. Appraisers are licensed by the state. A course is taken and extensive hours of internship before an appraisal license is earned. An appraiser must be an unbiased third party. The appraiser cannot be involved in a transaction or have a financial relationship with the transaction. The subject property being appraised is called the subject property. That's a hard one. Who pays for the appraisal? The buyer, either at the time of the appraisal or at the closing. In either case, a residential appraisal report will be delivered to the customer. It must include all the legals on the subject property and the comps the appraiser can locate. It must include any problems with the structure and the surrounding areas. It must contain the appraiser's opinion as to the value of the property. I'll put these two apart. Although almost all buyers are pre-approved for a certain amount, the final appraisal is based, the final approval of the loan is based on the appraisal by the professional appraiser. The mortgage company wants to be sure the property is worth the amount of the loan. So in case of a default on the mortgage, the company can recover their investment by selling the property. The property must appraise for the loan amount or the loan will be declined, or the buyer will have to make up the difference in cash to get the loan approved. The appraisal also protects the buyer from paying too much for the property by helping them negotiate a fair market price for the property. The appraisal also protects the seller from selling the property too cheap. Investors are famous for low-ball offers, and appraisal will protect the seller from an unreasonable offer on their property. Groups of loans are normally sold to investors groups all over the world, and they cannot personally inspect every property, nor can the mortgage company go out and inspect them, so they depend on an unbiased appraiser. The appraisal must be high enough to meet the loan-to-value ratio. The amount of the loan divided by the appraised report value equals the LTV. This should be less than 80%. If higher than 80%, you are looked at as a risky borrower. And as we said earlier, you can make a bigger down payment, and this will make the LTV ratio acceptable. The lender will pick the appraiser. The buyer has no say in this, but you can conduct a search of the appraiser at the National Registry of Appraisers. If you would like a free, no-hassle evaluation of the value of your home, please text or email your address and we will return a free estimate on the value of your home. No phone numbers needed, so you won't be hassled over the telephone. Quality, service, and innovation in all things real estate. And remember, don't give up the dream. Crazy Harry.